What's up guys, hope you're doing well. Today we'll have another look into the SUI price chart as we just had a breakout with a confirmed daily candle close. This is the third attempt that we are making right now to break out of this descending triangle right here. And right now, of course, you want to know, okay, how likely is it that this is the one, that this is the breakout that we were waiting for? So let's have a look into this. So we got into the descending triangle right here, and then we made the first attempt, the second attempt, and then we corrected all the way back down to the long-term trend line that you can see right here. We started this in April, bounced, correction, bounced, correction. So here the long-term trend line, we bounce off this also from the horizontal support that we had right here. And right now we are doing the third attempt. You can see we are already at the next resistance level right here. And it also looks a little bit like that we are here about to find our first resistance, because with yesterday's candle here, this resistance, we just broke through it. We also broke through the trend line, and that is of course also because Bitcoin is very strong. You know that if we are above 112k in Bitcoin, this in general means Bitcoin is bullish, altcoins are bullish, and in Bitcoin, we have just moved higher. We have directly broken through the next resistance, also through the recent high. And right now we are, it seems like we are attempting to get back to the old all-time high levels, eventually gonna break it. That is of course also a bullish sign for the altcoins. Therefore, if we judge this breakout just on the performance of Bitcoin and that we are above the 112k level, this would give it the higher likelihood that this attempt right here is the final attempt, so the attempt that really will manage to stay above this trend line right here and to really move higher. And although I agree on this point and that this is giving us the higher likelihood for the bullish case, what we really want to see to really move in the more certainty levels is that we are not just here, staying above this trend line, but also moving higher above the recent highs that we have made. Then we really have a better confirmation that we are really about to sustainably grow and sustainably move higher, make new highs, and then at some point, of course, also here attempt the big one, the all-time high. And for this reason, right now also something has shifted, and that is in regards to my positioning. You know that I already have an open position in SUI. I will put it on the screen. Currently it's about 40% in the profit. And you may remember that in the last update I said that currently I will not add to my positions. And that is because that was where Bitcoin broke below the 112k level. And you remember what I said a minute ago, that if Bitcoin is below the 112k level, it is just more likely for altcoins to break support levels, and I didn't want it to catch a falling knife and open a position at every support level. But right now this has changed. We are back above the 112k level. Therefore, I am also looking for to add to my positions. You know that my general goal with these positions is to add at good entry levels. I'm adding to my positions at good breakout levels and also at good support levels. And right now I have shifted my positioning back to the bullish case and also back to adding to my already open positions. And therefore currently I am also looking for opportunities. Of course, if there are any opportunities, and in general, not only in SUI, but also in all the other cryptos that I'm covering, if there is an entry point or if there are any changes, I will upload a new video. So make sure to subscribe so you won't miss this. And right now, let's take a look at what potentially that could be in SUI. So let's assume that Bitcoin is not directly managing to break the all-time high and just strictly move higher, but instead it's maybe bouncing around right here. Maybe we get another correction and then we do the attempt. So just something like this, so that we will have a correction before we then really move to the old all-time high and eventually directly doing a new all-time high. In this case, altcoins very likely will also correct. And if we do this in SUI right here, so let's say we find our resistance at the current resistance level, and then we have a correction, we're potentially moving lower, and you can see if this takes 2-3 days, then we would also, if we revisit the trend line, we would potentially come here to, I think I need to zoom in on this to expand this. So that would then potentially also be here a good entry level where we not just visit the trend line, but also the horizontal support that we have right here. That could be a good opportunity to add to my position. But of course, right now we don't know if that will happen. It could also be that we are doing a move that we are continuing, and then we get rejected at this level, potentially then bouncing back to the level where we are right now, and then moving higher. You know, there are several options, but in general, I'm bullish. Currently, I give it about a 65% chance that this one right here is really the breakout level, and this will increase as soon as I said, as we are closing here above the recent high. And if we are having this, then the chances are increasing that really this one right here is the breakout, and that from here we are really starting to move back to the upside sustainably and not doing false breaks and so on and so on. So that is currently what I'm looking for here in SUI. So the bullish case is back in play, and this will also be in play, and I will also add to my positions if I see good opportunities, as long as Bitcoin is above the 112k level, and it's moving away from the 112k level in the direction that we want to with a fast pace. So let's see how this is continuing. Currently everything is looking good, and I'm basically waiting right now for the next opportunities that we are seeing right here in the SUI chart to add to my positions. In case you have any questions, feel free to post them down in the comments. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.